In this video, we will show you how to operate the Qlab software. You will be running Qlab if you sign up for the Playback position for in-studio labs. First, you'll want to verify that the videos, graphics, and commercial breaks are loaded into Qlab in the correct order. To do this, you'll need to reference the show rundown. If you don't have a rundown, ask for one. Check the File tab for each story. Something should be loaded into Qlab for sound on tapes, packages, voiceovers, sound on tape voiceovers, and voiceover sound on tapes, and full screen graphics. Segment 1 is anything that happens before the first commercial break. In this rundown, you can see that there is a SOT, 3 packages, and a VO in the first segment. Now you'll want to verify that something is loaded into Qlab for each of these stories. For example, you can see that the Truth Intuition SOT loaded into Qlab matches up with the Truth Intuition SOT on the rundown. The same goes for the Mr. Dixie package, the Taste Around the World package, the Election package, and the Suntran VO. Now, everything remaining in this segment is a reader or OTS. Nothing needs to be loaded into Qlab for readers or OTS stories. Next, we'll make sure that the commercial break is loaded. Now onto segment 2. You can see that segment 2 includes a lower third. Nothing needs to be loaded for a lower third. So now we just need to make sure that the second commercial break has been loaded. Moving on to segment 3. You can see that there should be an FSG loaded for softball, a VO and an FSG for men's basketball, and there should be an FSG loaded for women's basketball. Last, the copyright slate should always be loaded for the goodbye. To play a video from Qlab, simply press the spacebar on the keyboard. Once you hit the spacebar, your video will start playing. A countdown will appear on the right side of the Qlab program for every video you play. Make sure you give the director and technical crew a countdown over the comm so everyone knows when the video will end. In general, give a countdown for every minute mark. For example, give a time cue with 3 minutes left, then 2 minutes, then at 90 seconds, 60 seconds, 45, 30, 15, 10, then count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you accidentally play a video too soon, you can hit the escape key on the keyboard to cancel the playing of the video. Once you play a video, Qlab will automatically queue up the next video for you. As I said before, if you accidentally play a video too soon, you can hit the escape key to cancel the playing of the video. But because Qlab automatically queues up the next video for you, you need to make sure you use the arrow keys or the mouse to highlight the correct video. If you can't remember which video comes next, ask the director or check your rundown. A triple arrow on a file means Qlab will automatically play the file you have highlighted and the following file at the same time. For example, the triple arrow here means that both the open file and the music welcome file will play at the same time. A single arrow on a file means Qlab will automatically play the next file for you. This means you do not have to hit the spacebar to play the following file. For example, the single arrow here means that break 2 will roll, and as soon as the break 2 file is over, the music throm up file will immediately begin to play. Oftentimes, we use this feature for music when coming back from a commercial break. When it is nearly time for you to play the file during the show, the director will say something like, "Ready Mac A," "Stand by Mac A," "Ready File Name," or "Stand by File Name." This is your cue to get ready to play the video. When it is time to play the file, the director will say something like, "Roll it," "Roll Mac A," or "Roll File Name." That's your cue to push the spacebar. If a story is marked VO, it means it's a voice-over. This means that the talent will continue to talk over the video while the video plays. Sometimes the VO video will be longer than the talent's script for said video. For example, we might have 45 seconds of basketball video, but the script may only be 20 seconds long. If this is the case, the director may ask you to escape out of the basketball video once the talent has finished reading the 20 seconds of script. Listen for the ready VO and roll VO cues from the director.
The Trailblazers jumped out to a hot start within the first 14 minutes of the first half, taking a 27-17 lead. Not even 2 minutes later, the Rangers went on a 10-2 run to cut their deficit down to 2. DC will hold on to its lead and take it into halftime. The Trailblazers turned up their energy for the second half and got back to having a double-digit lead within 9 minutes.
PKG stands for package. During a package, the talent will introduce the video, and then the video only will play after the talent has introduced it. Listen for the ready package and roll package cues from the director.
157 years ago, Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation. On Friday, DSU found a way to honor his legacy. Dixie Sun reporter Josh Green has how and why.
Dixie State University received a new art piece on campus, donated by the Erickson family. This statue is located on the west side of the Eccles building.
To me, what the statue does is it pulls into your brain a lot of things. So first of all, it's an incredible piece of art. So a lot of people will look at it and say, how did this happen? And they might start exploring. I mean, you might go home and Google bronze cast statues and read about the process of creating a statue like that.
The statue unveiling also kicked off the 33rd annual Robert and Peggy Sears Dixie Invitational Art Show, which will last until the end of March.
SOT stands for sound on tape. A SOT is typically a quote from someone. This means that the talent will introduce the video clip, then the SOT will roll. Listen for the ready SOT and roll SOT cues from the director.
Dixie State University commissioned a piece specially crafted for Zion National Park's 100th anniversary.
It's an embodiment of the active learning, active life slogan that we have here. The students are playing a world premiere, music that was written for them and delivered to them, and we've rehearsed. Dr. Abeg has run rehearsals and prepared them for this really cool opportunity.
SOT-VO is short for sound on tape voiceover. In the case of a SOT-VO, the talent will introduce the SOT and the SOT will roll. As soon as the SOT ends, the talent will not appear on camera, but will begin speaking over the VO portion of the video. The talent needs to be ready to read the VO over the VO portion of the video, so it is especially important that you give the director the countdown for a SOT so the talent can begin speaking as soon as the SOT ends. Listen for the ready SOT-VO and roll SOT-VO cues from the director.
Dixie State University commissioned a piece specially crafted for Zion National Park's 100th anniversary.
It's an embodiment of the active learning, active life slogan that we have here. The students are playing a world premiere, music that was written for them and delivered to them, and we've rehearsed. Dr. Abeg has run rehearsals and prepared them for this really cool opportunity.
Composed by Steve Ricks, the piece Recreating Zion was a never-before-heard song played by the DSU Symphony Orchestra at its three-piece concert on February 21st. The music students originally heard the song off of an electric recording, making the timing and initial learning of the song more challenging.
VO-SOT is short for voice over sound on tape. The concept is the same as it is for a SOT-VO, just in the reverse order. The talent will introduce the VO, then the VO will appear on screen while the talent speaks over the video. As soon as the VO script ends, the talent will not appear on camera, but the SOT will appear on screen instead. In the case of a VO-SOT, the VO video will likely be longer than the VO script. The operator needs to listen for the ready VO and roll VO cues from the director. Then you'll listen for the ready SOT and roll SOT cues from the director. Once you hear the roll SOT cue, you will need to escape out of the remaining VO video and then immediately push the spacebar to play the SOT. FSG stands for full screen graphic. As the name implies, this graphic will cover the entire screen. Listen for the Ready FSG and Roll FSG cues from the director.
With DSU being the #1 team in the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference, they will host the semifinal games and championship game. South Dakota Mines and Colorado School of Mines will travel to St. George to face off against each other on Friday at 5 p.m. Then the Trailblazers will collide with Colorado Mesa for a third time this season on Friday at 7 p.m. at Burns Arena.
OTS is an over-the-shoulder graphic. You don't need to do anything from Qlab during an OTS story.
A St. George resident has been tested positive for the coronavirus while on a cruise ship in Japan. Jerry Jorgensen was taken off the ship and sent to a Japanese hospital for treatment to be fully isolated. Her husband Mark confirmed via Facebook that his wife is safe in Japan and is being treated. There have been 2 confirmed Utahns with the virus from the cruise ship, but Jerry is the first from Southern Utah to come down with the virus.
RDR stands for reader. You don't need to do anything from Qlab during a reader.